Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new Big Brother 23 live feed spoilers post-veto edition. The veto just ended like a matter of minutes ago.
And we know who won, so if you want to know who won, stick around.
Yeah, we're buzzing right now because it's like that post-veto excitement coupled with the fact that, we just had like a giant plate of ribs thinking that the veto was not going to be over for like another hour.
And they were really good.
They were, listen.
Matt just got a barbecue like a month ago or something like that, and so he made a bunch of ribs tonight. Very good. He also made his own barbecue sauce. Also very good.
We have that on Instagram, Matt and Jess TV. I love barbecue. It is a very near and I would be that guy in the Big Brother house who's like outside with the barbecue that is like occasionally setting himself on fire. Like I think Hamster Watch calls it the BBQ Smackdown, where the barbecue always tries to derail someone's game.
That is not happening over here. We had ribs. They were good. Nothing set on fire, except maybe my tongue just a little bit from your barbecue sauce, but it was very good.
My hair. It burned off my hair, guys. What? Okay, all right. Well, before we get into the veto, everything else from the past 24 hours of the game, hit that subscribe button every day. We're here talking Big Brother. We'll also be here really late tonight talking Power Book 3 Raising Kanan.
Yeah, that's going to be on later tonight. We always stay up late on Saturday nights so that we can watch a show. It's very, very good. We love everything in the Powerverse.
Yeah.
If you've been at the channel for a while, then you know how much we really enjoy the Powerverse. So, yeah, Raising Kanan is going to be on tonight. And we will be here very late tonight with our review.
So, okay, we'll reset the game for everyone in case you missed it. Brittany and Brent are on the block, and the whole plan was to try to make Brent feel like he was A-okay, that nothing was going to happen, and that, he can just try his best to relax here.
Okay, and that, it really didn't work. He is very clearly upset about being on the block, but he is trying to, solidify some numbers. He is not, the plan to have him be like, it'll be all right. I'll just fly by this week. I won't do anything. That's not happening. He is already, before the veto, trying to see who has his back. Who's got the vote for him.
Listen, I got where Xavier was sort of coming from with the, let's just have an easy week, guys. He'll think that Brittany, the ever-powerful Women's Alliance leader, Brittany, will make him feel A-okay, but you're on the block, and Brent told us he's not pawn material, guys, and if you're not pawn material, you automatically think you're in danger.
Also, if you're on the block against Brittany, this just happened last week where Frenchie went out against Brittany. So then if I'm sitting next to Brittany, then I'm like, oh no, this isn't great. And I know Asa was kind of like, maybe throw me up on the block. But I mean, even if I was sitting up against her, I would still be kind of like, oh no.
Yeah, Brent's got to be sort of shaking in his boots a little bit. And I don't care how many people he talks to and whether or not he feels secure. I mean, a major theme of this video is going to be the delusions of this man, which are starting to, I can't believe I'm saying this, he's not at Frenchie level yet, but it's like if Frenchie is up here on the delusionometer, he's about right here. He's working his way up to that.
He's working his way up, but I mean, let's be a little fair to Brent here. He's got to be worried.
Yeah.
He did just watch Frenchie go out against Brittany. Now he's up against Brittany. He should be worried. He is worried. And this house, I mean, you have nothing to do but think yourself to death. So, this is where he's going to be. And
I think the other thing is he does believe that he's got these numbers because he thinks he's got alliances. This guy still thinks, incorrectly, but he still thinks the slaughterhouse is kind of a thing.
Yep, and he thinks the mafia is a thing, which is, not really a thing either.
So he's got these two more or less fake alliances, and everybody else is doing their best job of acting to make sure.
I saw that on your Twitter earlier.
I was proud of it. I was proud of the GIF. I had to recreate the acting GIF here, and there are some Academy Award nominees. I'm in the Big Brother house right now when it comes to making Brent feel A-okay.
You are the one in this video that deserves the award.
thank you. I would like to thank Jess. I would like to thank acting for his performance doing one line that he's really just ripping off John Lovitz. And the winner is me. See, I am really okay. Big Brother's a lot about context, right? If there was somebody who was being lied to and snowed over in this game that was like an underdog and like some sort of like meek nerd who was getting pushed around, I would feel kind of legitimately bad about what's happening. But because Brent has been just kind of a jerk to some people in the game and is just kind of, I don't know, his behavior around Alyssa has made her uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about what's going on. I mean, and it's a strange place for me to be because I normally am not rooting for like the big alliance in the house, but you know, here I am, you know, roll over Brent, who's part of two fake giant alliances, and he's getting rolled over, and you know, I don't feel bad about it at all because his attitude has really sucked.
Yeah, he's somebody it's just really hard to feel sorry for somebody who has not played well and just doesn't act well with some of the other people, and that is kind of why everyone is so gung-ho on doing this to him in the first place, and they don't feel bad about it either.
So Azah, my winner pick, she had told Xavier that she wanted to go on the block instead of Brittany because she felt that, you know, Brittany was already up, you know, she's fine to take a turn, that it really doesn't matter because everybody wants Brent out. And if Azah was up there, Brent would probably still go home. But probably isn't 100%. And so Xavier was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Why would I put my own alliance member up there? There's a whole house of people to choose from. But it has seemed that Azah's become really close to Brittany. She doesn't want Brittany to be on again. She didn't want to watch her get upset again. And it's like upset Azah all night about this whole nomination of Brittany, and it's, you know, creating tension, and it's not been great. And like, I get it. I get where Azah's coming from. This house creates very deep bonds and very deep friendships. I mean, I was just talking to Brittany Petros today from season 1, who is still really good friends with Eddie from season 1. It makes these bonds that last 20 years plus, right? Like, so I understand being in this house and Azah feeling that way about this. But gameplay wise, this isn't good.
I'm worried about Azah.
No, I am too.
It's like, you know, we like her, we know what she's capable of, and it's just, she feels like, it's hard to get in everybody's head, but it feels like she's more upset about Brittany being on the block at this point almost than Brittany is.
Yeah, and I actually kind of wonder if it's, and this is just me digging into my own family, I also have a very large family. There are like 24, 25 grandchildren. I have a very large family as well. So I kind of wondered if, you know, you're so close to people and you build these bonds when you're in such a large family that you want to like continue to bring everybody into the family. And it's just something that comes very naturally in a really big family for me. So I wondered if maybe that's something that's happening to her. She also is from a very big family. So it's kind of like a you and we're all here kind of thing.
Now I'm going to speak about something that I know zero about, which is having a big family, because I do not have a big family. And like, I just wonder if you're in a big family, is there a lot of sort of working on communication and bridging the gap and finding a way to understand each other? Because the other problem that Azah seems to have going on right now is this is not like a feud or anything like that, so I'm not even going to blow it out to that. But there's been some tension between her and Tiffany, and it seems like a lot of it is sort of based on either just like differences in communication style, differences in gameplay style. I think maybe Azah's feeling a little bit insecure about sort of her place within the cookout because she's seeing how close some other people are getting in the alliance.
And I completely understand that. That can breed a lot of paranoia. When you're in a big alliance and you think that maybe you're on the bottom of it, I mean, it can get really nerve-wracking because if you don't kind of make those outside connections, like, say, Brittany, who isn't the best person for her to be connected with because Brittany tried to run the bus over her. But anyways, if you don't have those outside people and you think you're on the bottom of the alliance, when it's time to turn on your alliance, you need to have those other connections, or you just get cut out of the alliance because you're on the bottom. We've seen it happen a bunch.
We're going to talk about the veto here, but there's a 5-second update. I don't want to spend any time on this. I'm just going to say Christian and Alyssa, they got under the covers. They did some stuff. Okay,
that's enough.
Okay, we're
moving on. So, the veto players. Nobody cares about what's going on with Alyssa and Christian.
This is
under the covers.
It is our job to update people on the feeds that you guys have an update. You may not want the update, but you have it.
Nobody wants this update.
Okay.
Please don't click off.
Okay, veto players.
We're moving on to veto players. Okay, so Xavier, Brent, Brittany, Whitney, Derek, F, Christian. These are the veto players. And the winner is
Christian. This is not going to be a great couple of days for Brent. Like, can we just throw that out there right now?
Yeah, I mean, if we have to take a guess here, Christian is not using this veto. It doesn't really benefit him to do this right now.
No. So for those wondering, what the veto is, I mean, we came on pretty quick after, but it looks like there's a good chance it might be one of my personal favorite competitions, the 2-2 bowling competition. Like, I love bowling. I'm not so big of a 2-2 fan, but I will say this.
I love that comp. It's good.
This is one of those comps that, on the outside looking in, I watch this and I'm like, oh, that would be really fun to play. And then you actually have to play it, and it's 95 degrees in the backyard of the Studio City lot where the show is, and you're probably just vomiting all over the place.
Yeah, probably. No, it's a good comp.
It is it looks like a really fun comp. I would understand why they would want to do that, but, we haven't seen enough to have, all this 1,000,000% confirmation that Christian's gonna not use the veto. But why would Christian use the veto?
No, it's unlikely. Could he? Sure, anything's possible. But, I mean, what's the motivation to use this? I mean, everybody wants Brent out.
Yeah.
Brent is interested in Alyssa. Christian also interested in Alyssa. I mean, getting Brent out just saves Christian a headache. Just get him out. I just don't know why he would keep him.
I want Christian during the veto ceremony just to be and I am not using the veto, and then just laugh maniacally, and then just oh no, I can't be too mean here to Brent.
No, it's gotta be and I am not using the veto, and then lean over to Alyssa and just lay him on the
That's what I was.
And then laugh maniacally.
That is
10 out of 10.
That is better than any. I was trying to picture something really good. That is it. Okay, Christian.
That would raise Christian up for me if he created that kind of drama.
Christian, listen, if we have to watch you showmance over the course of this summer,
use it for our entertainment.
At least give us something in return, because, okay. Devil horns are on here.
All right, Shady Matt's out.
For a big part of the day here, and I'm no big Whitney fan, let me just make that clear. I wanted Whitney to win this veto because I know what would have happened afterwards. I think Brent would have been feeling himself. He would have been so cocky for 2 days, talking it up. My team's got my back, guys. I'm rocking. And he would be he would be doing his thing around the house. I don't think Brent does that. But then Whitney would stand up and be I'm not using the veto. I could have just gotten so much joy out of Brent's facial expression as a reaction.
You would have had to pick me up off the floor. I'd be dying.
We wouldn't actually be able to do any more videos because somebody would have to resuscitate us. Can we call, I don't know, can we get Harmony over here with, a defibrillator or, some...
Right.
Okay, just, commenters, it is your job to save us if that happens.
Harmony, come help us and take care of our cat just in case we can't get back up off the ground.
I know. Okay, so the situation with Whitney got even better. We didn't get what I wanted, but instead we got this, that Whitney, before the competition, she was starting to do the thing where she was just my back is hurting a little bit. Did I sleep? Just Whitney.
Come on.
We weren't born yesterday here. Who are you? You obviously don't want to win this comp. You don't want to expose anything to anyone else.
You don't have to fake an injury or take your pretendinitis out. You can just not win.
This is the thing, though. I say all this, but if you're playing Big Brother, this has to be like the most fun thing imaginable to do, is to just like come up with some like really ridiculous injury and then wander around the house for a day being like, my back. I don't know, that sounded like a goat.
I was about to say.
But I get it for Whitney. I kind of actually wondered how many people were really going to try to win this veto, just because you don't want to sort of tip your hat to what the plan is going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
But maybe Brent was doing really well. Maybe Christian was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely need to do this.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so we'll do a brief moment here and talk a little bit about sort of the future plan, because let's be honest.
Yeah, so my girl Ozza wants Whitney out, which, I'm not mad at. I mean, I'm not a Whitney fan either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if she wants to take her out, I'm fine with this. And I'm hoping that will continue on, because she is starting to have some tension with some other people and some other people in her own alliance. So, I mean, hopefully that will continue on.
The thing that I'm a little bit, I don't want to say I'm worried, because I'm enjoying Big Brother 23 very much, clearly based on our behavior in this video, but I am worried a little bit about the Frenchie's eviction was so unbelievably predictable. Brent's eviction, probably going to be really predictable. Whitney's eviction, I don't know if there's going to be any drama there.
Okay, so this is again where we're at this situation where it's like a dominant alliance is rolling over the house. Yeah. So as much as I'm like, oh, I like some of the people in the dominant alliance, and I'm on this other side where normally I'm, concerned about the underdogs, I actually am just like, it's kind of all the fun, oddball people are part of the dominant alliance, which is usually not the situation. Usually all the fun, oddball people are not part of it and rolling over the house, and they're all getting rolled over, where I'm like, oh man, I'm an awkward potato like that, so I would be getting rolled over. It's just a very strange feeling to be rooting for the major alliance, because in general, I just don't enjoy the show that much when a major alliance is rolling over people, because it is predictable, a little bit boring. Every week is like, shocking.
It is such a weird psychological study this season, because it's going to be eventually, I don't think it's going to happen with Brent or Whitney. I don't think I'm going to find myself like cheering the underdogs there. But at what point are we actually going to start being like, these oddballs are a little bit too dominant? Like, when do you start to root for the people who aren't in the dominant group? It's certainly not happening this week, but...
No, but, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult, and it's weird, and it's probably going to be an interesting season moving forward from all this, because Brent has no leg to stand on campaign-wise. Like, what is his argument going to be? Is he going to be like, oh, you can't get rid of another dude from the house?
Oh, come on with that.
We've already heard like 8 different spiels of that nonsense, and nobody's really buying it right now.
No, because I think everybody knows that it's just a pile of nonsense.
Yeah, the only
there's a main alliance, and it is not made up of all women.
The only leg Brent has to stand on is if he is like, hey, look, Brittany was on the block last week. Brittany's on the block this week. How many more weeks is Brittany going to survive the block and get rid of all these other people?
Yeah.
Guess what, though? That still ain't working, Brent. We will be back to discuss more things, I'm sure, tomorrow. But just brace yourselves accordingly for probably a relative lack of drama here.
Also, remember, tomorrow is Animal Kingdom. It is back. It's like episode 3 now. It's pretty good this season. So we will have a review up for that tomorrow.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments what you think about the veto. Christian winning. Is there any argument that Brent can make to Christian, of all people, to use it? What do you think about the house guests acting in the house? Let us know. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, for hanging out with us, and we'll see you here next time.